guys, it's Kat at Kat Reviews Books. I'm back with part 2 of my book haul. This is exclusively every arc that I have received recently. If you have not checked out part 1, I talk about all of the non-arc books that I got and some other bookish things that I have picked up. I will link it below, and there'll be a link probably somewhere up here as well. Let's just dive right in. My plan is to just tell you briefly the title, the genre, what sounds interesting to me, and then of course I got all of these pretty much at work, and if not from work, I got them from coworkers passing the arc along to me, so regardless, they all came from my job. Woo! I love that perk so much. Okay, so up first we have Conform. This has been marketed as a new genre-bending dystomance. It's supposed to be a dystopian romance thing, kind of like romantasy. Of course, you know me, I love dystopians. I'm sort of into the romance genre, but not super into the romance genre. So I thought I would pick this up and give it a try since it's free. Nobody else seems super keen on it at work. Maybe it'll be the next best thing, I'm not sure, but this is supposed to be out on October 14th this year, so look forward to that being released on that date if you're interested. The next book that we have is Make Me a Monster. This is a YA horror romance sort of thing. This is marketed for fans of Mary Shelley Club, and if you have not previously seen me talking about it, Mary Shelley Club is one of my favorite books. I am super obsessed with Goldie. I also loved her new book of Earthly Delights, which if you haven't read that, you definitely should. I will probably link a short up here. That's where I briefly talked about Of Earthly Delights on the release date. But this is due out on September 30th, if you're interested in that. Next up we have Girls of Dark Divine. This is also a YA fantasy. It is centered around a theater troupe, it seems like, which as a theater kid myself, I'm super keen on that. It sounded interesting. Again, been getting into my fantasy era. This actually has already released as of August 5th, so if you want to go get it, you're welcome to go now. Next up, we have No Rest for the Wicked. This is a mystery thriller about a forensic pathologist. It is going to be out September 16th of this year. I'm pretty excited about this. I love forensics, so I'm hoping that it'll be less about the case and more about the specifics of the case, if that makes sense. I want the science behind it. I love forensics a ton, especially in any cop TV show, etc. So I've heard pretty good things about this so far. So hopefully I will be enjoying it soon. Next title that we have is The Bells. It is marketed as a dark academia vibe. Is giving me mystery thriller vibes personally just from reading it, and maybe with a bit of historical fiction kind of thrown in. I again picked this up at work. It sounded really good. It is due out September 9th if you're interested. Next up, I might butcher this pronunciation. I did look up a pronunciation guide. I have been practicing it, but I am still very anxious that it'll be wrong. I know that this is a huge thing that everyone is excited for, and that is Catabasis. It's from R.F. Kuang. It is her new academia fantasy. It is probably, I would say, in the dark fantasy realm. I'm actually currently reading this. I'm literally 37 pages from the end. I will not give spoilers, but I will say if it does not end the way I think it's going to, I will be promptly pretending to throw this book at the wall. I would never actually do that to the book, but I will think about it. I do not need you messing with me, author. Please. I am enjoying this. This is due out on the 25th of August, so if you haven't already, go pre-order it. The Barnes & Noble is going to have an exclusive edition with sprayed edges. Gorgeous. I do believe you can also pre-order a signed copy if you so wish. Next up, I have We Met Like This. It's from Casey West. This is her adult debut novel. This is going to be contemporary romance, to my knowledge. I'm super excited for this, actually. I have read all of her YA books for the most part. I think there's maybe 3, maybe 4 books I have not read yet, but I have loved everything. I reread On the Fence all the time. One of my favorite books ever. So, very excited for this. This is due out in September. Next up, we have A Fate So Cold. This is actually co-authored from the author who wrote all of his villains. I do believe this is their debut adult fantasy novel. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure though. I have been looking forward to this. It sounds so good. I had applied for it on NetGalley and unfortunately did not get the NetGalley arc, but I got very lucky because this came in literally a week before I was rejected for it. So I'm hoping that I will be able to get to this soon. This is due out in November. The next title that I have is The Faceless Thing We Adore. This is marketed as a queer cosmic horror novel. Very excited. I cannot lie, I did pick this up strictly because of the cover. The official version is already out as of the 5th of August. It has special like purple sprayed edges. I think it's maybe got some butterflies on it. It's gorgeous. I really want it. I'm planning to read this soon to decide if I'm actually going to get the official copy or not. This next arc is actually already out. It is one my coworker passed along to me because I've been wanting to read it, but I have not bought the official copy yet, and that is Water Moon. This is a fantasy with magical realism involved. I don't know too much about it outside of that. I know that I read the synopsis way back when it first came out and decided, oh, it sounds really good. Literally just because of the cover, I picked it up and was like, oh, okay, I could get behind this. So I'm looking really forward to this. Next up is You Found Oliver. It is a LGBTQ plus YA romance. This is actually the companion novel to You've Reached Sam. I have not gotten a chance to read that yet, but it has been on my list. And I saw this art come in, and I was like, well, I might as well pick this up and go out of my way to get a copy of the first book. I have decided to go the library route, however, because I'm planning to give this to a coworker when I am done. I am just waiting for it to come off. I'm hoping that it'll be off before my trip next week, though. Fingers crossed. We are finally down to the last 3 titles that I have to share with y'all. The next one up is The Resurrectionist. This is a YA gothic novel. It is due out in October. I thought it sounded pretty good. Figured I'd pick it up and give it a shot. Probably wouldn't pick it up based off of the cover alone, personally, but it is eye-catching, at least color-wise, so why not read the synopsis and give it a shot, you know? I did forget to mention this is out in September. Next up, I have The House Saphir, or The House Sapphire. I'm not 100% sure how to look that up, and I forgot to do it before recording. Apologies for the pronunciation. I picked this up because it's Marissa Meyer. I have heard good things about her. Everybody I know loves her. It sounded really good. This is marketed as a romantasy mystery kind of vibe, and it is actually a retelling of the Bluebeard fairy tale, so I thought that sounded pretty good. This is due out in November if you're interested. And last but not least, we have Last Chance Live. I'm almost positive it's Last Chance Live and not Last Chance Live, just because this is taking place on a TV show. This is a YA dystopian, and from what I've read briefly on the back, it is sounding sort of like The Running Man, which I am super excited for. I cannot wait for this. This will be out in October. And thankfully that is all the books that I have picked up from work in the last month or 2. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you think any of those books sounded interesting, or if there's anything that you've already gotten your hands on that you've read and you've got thoughts on it. I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye.